Let's talk about how to navigate heartbreak as an anxiously attached. I remember when I was going through this experience years ago, one of the things that made me very angry at times and sad at other times was my feeling that I had no control over the situation. I thought that what was happening was outside of my control, and the end of the relationship was not something that I wanted to begin with. But not only that, what made things worse is that I thought or I felt that I wasn't capable of accepting the new reality that the relationship ended. And therefore, I had difficulty accepting my feelings. I had difficulty letting go. So it felt as if I had no control over any of the things that was going on back then, how I was feeling, the thoughts that I was having constantly. So it made me feel in a way powerless, and that was a terrible feeling that I really dreaded because I'm someone who's a high achiever. I like when I have a goal, I like to work for it, to give it my all, and then, results follow. But in that particular situation, it was something that was out of my control. Of course, back then, I thought that the way I was feeling was because I was in love. I thought, well, I guess this is how real love feels like when the two break up. But what I did not know is that I was anxiously attached, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I was having difficulty getting over the breakup. Because had I known that earlier, I would have known how to treat that breakup, that end of the relationship, as an addiction, because there is a difference between love. I'm not saying that when you end the relationship with someone that you love, you don't get hurt. You do. But there are certain things that are specific to people who are anxiously attached when the relationship comes to an end. And that was the part that I was struggling with the most. By the way, this brings me to say that it doesn't matter if your relationship ended a week ago, a month ago, or 3 months ago. You can start healing from this heartbreak today. I have a process that helped me out of the same pain that you're going through right now, and I'm passionate about sharing this with as many women as possible. So, if you'd like me to guide you through this process, book a free call by clicking the link in the description below. You don't have to do this on your own, we can do it together. So, I think the number one thing that could really help you if you are someone who's anxiously attached, or even if you don't know that you are anxiously attached, I'd highly encourage you to go out and try one of the assessments. There are so many of them online to see that if you are, because this is going to help you to navigate the breakup in a different way. So one of these things, just like I said, is to treat this breakup like an addiction. I am breaking away from something that I was addicted to, because it was a relationship built from a place of scarcity, from a place of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. It was something that was not built on healthy foundations, and that's why I was having even more difficulty accepting it, because I was questioning my own identity, my own self-worth, because I had everything conditioned on the success of this relationship. The other thing that really made a big difference in my life when I was going through that phase is that how to be compassionate with myself. Self compassion is one of the things that really changed my life, because back then, when I remember my relationship with myself, it was very toxic. I was myself's biggest enemy, so to speak. The way that I thought of myself, the way I viewed myself, the way I talked down to myself, it was something that I have never done with any other human being. I was treating myself worse than the way I've ever treated anyone in my entire life. And that is not something that I was proud of, but it was the realities that I was living. I really dreaded myself. And that's why anytime I found someone who was excited to be with me, I even questioned that. I was like, Why would he be interested in being with me? I'm not interesting. I'm not smart. I'm not good looking. Like I'm not any of the things that I valued that I thought was valuable for someone to want to be with someone else. So if you are anxiously attached and you're going through a breakup, this is one of the things that I recommend more than anything else, to be kind with yourself and to practice self-compassion as much as possible. We as anxiously attached, we judge ourselves more than anyone in this world would ever do. We place the responsibility of the success of the relationship on our shoulders. We are the fixers. We are the ones who give, who take care of. Then, when things don't work out, we blame ourselves for it. We think that it's our fault, that we were the ones who did not do what it took to make the relationship work. This, of course, is an inaccurate judgment because any relationship is a responsibility of the two people who are involved in this relationship. It's a shared responsibility and it's never one person's fault. It never is. The last thing that I would say is doing the work to heal, doing the work on yourself to heal. One thing that I would change if I could go back is to, instead of allowing my energy to be directed towards my ex, thinking and worrying and ruminating, I would do my best to work on myself, to find out about my insecurities, to heal my attachment style, to figure myself out, to know exactly what do I want in a relationship, to find out about patterns that trigger me, to find out more about things that I'm not willing to tolerate or accept in relationship. All of these things are so valuable. This is the place where you should put your energy, and instead of allowing your energy to just go, and be distracted every time. Remember this, every time you think about your ex, you're giving your energy away. Every time you worry about, oh, I wonder how he's feeling, what is he doing, having our feelings, our thoughts attached to people who are no longer in our lives, this is not going to serve us. And it's going to drain us, literally, it's going to drain us of the energy that creates life in our bodies. Our bodies no longer have the energy it takes to heal ourselves physically, whether there is any kind of chronic pain. And in a future video, I'm going to talk about this because the breakup had a bad impact on my physical health as well. And of course, what do you need for your body to heal? You need energy. And you give your energy away every time you think about them, every time you have your emotions attached and connected to this person. So I would do my best. If I were you, I would do my best to just concentrate on myself, do everything I can possibly do. And doing the inner work is more important than anything else. I'm not saying you should not go out for a walk or have, a wardrobe change or a makeover, you know, like a change of style, traveling or doing all of these things, going out with friends or family. All of these things are great, they're fantastic. But what's even more important is to do the inner work on ourselves, to avoid repeating the same patterns, to avoid having a wrong relationship with the wrong people over and over and over again, because we don't give ourselves a chance to find out, to get to the roots of the issues that get us to be attracting people who are not healthy for us. This would be the number one thing that I would do if I were you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in our next video. Bye for now.